Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Close One with AI. I'm your host Subhan Waheed, and my guest today, he started his career over 2 decades ago and has worked his way through some of the most demanding sales environment in tech. From building sales teams at startups to leading enterprise deals with some of Europe's largest banks. Today, he leads global sales and business development at Syteca, which is a cybersecurity platform trusted by over 1,500 organizations worldwide that helps companies detect and prevent insider threats. It's a kind of product where the stakes are high, the buyer is skeptical, and one wrong move in the sales process can cost you the entire deal. He manages a global team across multiple countries, covers markets from Europe to North America to Asia as well, represents the company at major industry events like RSA Conference and Gartner SRM Summit. And on top of all that, he's currently completing an executive MBA at RWTH Business School. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Yevhen. Hey Yevhen, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Hello, Subhan. Thanks a lot for the introduction. I'm doing fine, thanks.
All right, so I want to be very respectful with your name. Could you please tell me how do you pronounce your first and the last name?
It's Yevhen Zhurer.
All right. So before we start talking about the business stuff, I always like to get started by getting to know my guests on a personal level outside of work. So please tell me a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What is it that you do? And
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm 43 years old. I have two kids, two girls, 15 and 8 years old. I'm leading the global sales team. It's not only sales team per se. It's the whole department consisting of SDRs, or sales development representatives, consisting of partner account managers, sales operations, data researchers, and so on and so forth. So in general, it's a whole department approximately. Now, probably I'm responsible for it's like 20 people globally. And the team is spread from Asia, like India, Philippines, through UAE, through Europe, up to the both Americas, Mexico and the United States, and part of the team is in Canada. So it's technically the global team, what I'm managing now.
that sounds like a big team. How many reps do you have in your team?
So currently, okay, what about reps? Yeah, SDRs, so sales development representatives, and team leads are 5 people, and we have now probably 8 or 9 people of partner account managers. They are kind of mixed up, like in the areas where we don't have partners, because we want to cover the whole globe, and we technically covering the whole globe because our customers are from Japan up to the whole Americas. Yeah. And from that point, these guys are sales/partner account managers. If we don't have the partner in any small country, any other country, this person can work directly. And this is also challenging because, let's say, we don't hire people in some countries. We just have regional managers. And for this region, if we don't have partner in specific country, like, for example, I'm sitting here in Germany, and we don't have any person in, for example, in Luxembourg, because Luxembourg is quite small country, and we don't have partner, and we don't have the local salesperson. So from that point, we have the partner account manager who can deal as a salesperson in Luxembourg, but generally this person is managing the so-called DACH region, so Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, and the Benelux as DACH region partners, and Benelux also partners if we do have them, or we can sell directly if we don't have partners and we have not established their partnership over there.
And you mentioned that you're currently in Germany, and you're originally from Ukraine. Am I
Yes,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
And how long has it been since you've been in Germany?
Well, all in all, with some interruptions, it's probably like 6 or 7 years already.
Very nice. So do you like Germany as a country? That's why because you're operating worldwide, so you've specifically selected Germany to be located.
I came to Germany first like 23 years ago, learned German, worked here.
Yeah.
And after that, I came back to Ukraine. After that, came back once again to Germany. And I would say, one of the crucial parts here why I'm staying here in Germany, because it's in the middle and the logistics works fine. Let's
Right.
assume we usually do many, as I mentioned, we usually do a lot of conferences, and some of the conferences are in the United States, and from my home where I live, it's like 1.5 up to 2 hours to the Frankfurt International Airport, so from
Yeah.
home door to the terminal, and from that point I can fly over the ocean to Mexico, to Brazil, to the United States or Canada, as well as so for example for RSA conference in San Francisco, yeah, and it will take like 11 hours flight with direct flight from Frankfurt, which is also convenient. Or on the contrary, I'm living close to Düsseldorf, and Düsseldorf has direct flights to Dubai or Abu Dhabi. And we also have the conference, for example, in GISEC. Unfortunately, due to this ongoing situation with around the GCC region, around
Yeah.
Iran, the conference has been postponed for September, but technically it should be May this year, where the GISEC, as one of the biggest conferences in the region, should have happened. And for this conference, we have also made the booth, so everything is set up. And another big conference is here in Germany, is ITSA. It's in Nuremberg in the autumn. And we see that the more we exhibit, yeah, of course, it's one of the essential parts of the sales and business development here, that to be at the at the point, in the middle. And what we see here, that being present at the conference, so it's the biggest conferences globally, it worth it, because on one hand it's a brand awareness, yeah, and necessity to be in the middle of the globe. I would say it's crucial, at least at this point, because as I mentioned, we are not the big team. Yeah, the team itself is quite big, but not that many sales reps or partner account managers. And from this point, we need to understand how to develop each and every market. And
Yeah.
developing the market, we need to build this specific strategy. And I'm, as a head of sales and business development, need to understand how we should build a strategy for the Middle East, how we should build a strategy here for Europe, because I would say still in all these global circumstances now, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, France are the main motors of economics here in the European Union. And I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I was at one of the also biggest conferences. I think there were like 20,000 visitors overall in Lille in France.
Where was it?
Yeah, in Lille in France. It's on the border, close to the border with Belgium. I think it's in Cyber Forum, one of the major events here in Europe for the French speakers, of course. Unfortunately, I'm not the French speaker. I can speak German, Ukrainian, English, but for the French, we are trying to develop this market. And once again, it's a language barrier, so we need to understand. Yeah, if we're talking about the AI, we need to understand how we incorporate the AI to go closer to our French customers, because we do have French customers and we want to establish our presence on the French market, which now has still the language barrier for us, because nobody in our team currently speaks French.
You, with the way that you're expanding and with the way that you have your focus in different areas of the world, I'm very sure that you'll probably have a person in your team who speaks French as well. And
Yeah.
did you, you, your, your main language is Ukrainian and English, and then you started learning how to speak German afterwards. That's the sequence, right?
Yes, that's right.
Isn't German a very difficult language to learn?
No, I would not say. At least from, if you know English, English and German are still Germanic group of languages. So a lot of words are similar. And from that point, I would not say, because, yeah, of course, I understand like this memes on the internet about the grammatic, about this complexity, but it's not that hard. It's not that hard. I have even learned a little bit of Hebrew, which is this is hard for the European language speaker, because Hebrew is Semitic language and it's completely different from any European-like languages.
Yeah.
And from that point, I would say Ukrainian and English and German, we still share the some Indo-European language roots. And from that perspective, we understand like at least basic words like water, they're understandable for everyone. If we start to other language groups, they are completely different, and this is hard. So yeah, technically I also speak a little bit Polish. Polish is also Slavic language, and if you know Ukrainian, it's easy to switch to Polish. And you know, you start collecting the languages, just like we have the colleague in India, and he speaks 5 languages. English is one of them. He is from Tamil, so he speaks Tamil and of course Hindi and some other languages which I don't remember even. Yeah, so if you live in this area and you need to speak these languages, yeah, you just learn them, and it's a requirement. Yeah, for of the environment.
Yeah, my I didn't get this belief that it's difficult to learn based on the memes on the internet. Actually, my friend lives in Germany, and he has been in Germany for the past 4 or 5 years, I think, and he has not been able to grasp it fully. And we sometimes joke around with him with the fact that probably it's a difficult language. That's why you've not been able to have a full grasp of it, even though he knows how to speak Spanish and he knows how to speak English and a little bit of Portuguese as well. So he's pretty good with languages, but he gave me that belief that German is probably a bit difficult. I want to get into AI a little bit deeper and learn more about Syteca. But before that, I do want to very briefly, for like 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes max, I want to touch on uh, how the situation is in Ukraine right now. Because I have not been there, I always look at news, and I know of Zelensky and I know of the situation with Russia. Would you want to share that? Because I want to learn about that. If
Yeah, the war is ongoing, so the situation on front is not really changing. It's still so from the Russian side, they are still bombing Ukrainian cities, and the most of the cases that the bombs are landing in some living areas and not on the military objects. It has been heavy winter for Ukraine, let's say, because they have bombed a lot of critical infrastructure, some like power plants and so on there, and some of the cities, they have been frozen because of it. And from that perspective, of course, the situation is tough, it's very hard. But on the other hand, Ukraine is being supported by European allies, by the United States. Still, despite all the Trump's communication, the US and Europe, they are supporting Ukraine on that extent. So yeah, the situation is tough, but once again, it's not gonna over probably in the upcoming 1-2 years, definitely, because Russia is still there, and Russia is still has the power, has a lot of weapon, and despite of all the stakes, it will be ongoing conflict, and it's technically the war, but globally this conflict lasts for decades already, and my assumption is that it's gonna last probably two more years, definitely. And you see this issue. I mean, it's a part of the global events, and you see now what is happening with Iran and all the GC region, because why would Iran bomb the UAE or Qatar or Saudi Arabia or whatever? But they definitely have this point. Which country, which conflict should be the next one? No idea, but we can expect everything from the global powers now. And of course, I would say that, of course, these global conflicts, the global wars, they are affecting the sales itself. So we have strong partnerships in Israel. We have strong partnerships in GC in Dubai, technically. In some other regions, and of course the sales over there are definitely affected by the ongoing wars.
I am very sorry to hear about Ukraine, and the thing that you're feeling that it might continue for a couple of more years. I hope it gets resolved. The reason I asked that, and when I was doing research, I found out that you were originally from Ukraine, is because I'm from Pakistan, and the war is right in our next country. So we share border with Iran. And whatever is happening in Iran right now, so we're very involved in that. You might have seen on the news that Pakistan is the one getting the negotiations done between Iran and the United States. So we're very involved. We are getting heavily affected by that. And on top of that, we've also seen war very closely last year because another border is shared with India. And although I have family and friends and very dear colleagues in India, I don't know, the stupid people in government are the ones causing chaos. Everywhere I feel that local people, like regular people, are the ones getting affected, like us, but it's the government that is. And even in government, there is a small population, a small group of people who are causing these problems for everybody in the entire world. Well, I hope this gets sorted for everyone. So let's talk about AI. Let's talk about business. I'm very interested in talking about that. So for the people who don't know Syteca, give us a simple version. What does it do? Who buys it? And why do they come to you instead of someone else?
Yeah, absolutely. So Syteca is the solution. Now we say about the privileged access management and identity threat detection and response. Originally, Syteca was founded as a company named Ekran system. It was in 2013, so it's already 13 years ago. We have been founded, and at that time we were mostly the privileged user monitoring, so monitoring of users' activity on the endpoint, on laptop, desktop, server, and constantly growing. We have came to idea that okay, now we are fine with the monitoring, probably one of the best solutions and one of the most stable solutions on the market of privileged user monitoring. In most of the cases, it's still server monitoring for the compliance purposes. And we have grown to the idea, okay, we extend our product portfolio organically to the privileged access management. And the name Ekran derives from the French word for the screen, so for the monitor. And start from that, okay, we understood that it's not the name which reflects what we are doing. So we have changed the name in 2024 to Syteca, System Technology Access, and starting from that, we have divided, virtually divided the product to several essential product lines. Privileged user monitoring is still in the core, so but we have developed it to the ITDR, Identity Threat Detection and Response, which means we can identify the suspicious activity on the endpoint from this suspicious user or non-suspicious user, and we can block the user, kill the application, prevent user from any other further activities. And on the other hand, we have the privileged access management, so like password management, password rotation, account discovery, all these classical things for the privileged access management, reinforced by ITDR. We have this identity security focus now. And currently we are moving to a slightly different direction. I mean, privileged access management remains. Privileged access management is within the identity access management domain. So now we are extending our product portfolio. It will be announced probably in 1 or 2 months. We will make the announcement of what we are moving to, but we will make the person more and more secured by our system, so that not only the person will be secured from the malicious activities, but also the endpoint can be secured from the malicious persons, and non-malicious person will be secured from potentially dangerous endpoints. So, for example, endpoint doesn't have antivirus, they have the virus on it, and after that, the person wants to log in, it will not be able to log in and make any other activities. And this from one of our advantages here, we are still operating on the on-prem. I mean, we do have SaaS, we do have cloud, but we still operate on-prem. And from the on-prem perspective, what we see that the most of our customers, they require on-prem because they are the so-called critical infrastructure, like banks, financial services, governmental organizations, telecom, and so on and so forth, healthcare providers. They still require, in the 2026, they still require the on-prem infrastructure because they want to own the data. They don't want to share this information to any other provider, share their sensitive information to the cloud. And from that point, one of the advantages here is that we offer this, because I see a lot of competitors, especially in privileged access management, they are trying to move their customers to the cloud infrastructure.
Right.
And this is not what the customers want. Especially, to be honest, here in the European Union, I would say, we see the movement because of this global split, Europe and the United States. We see the global split, and the European customers, they are keen to be sovereign. So now we are talking about the data sovereignty.
Right.
That everything should be here in the European Union. So technically it can be cloud, but the cloud should be managed by the European company on the European area, territory somewhere here, and preferably by the European company. So this is the movement, what I see for the past year, because there is a potential threat, or probably fear, that at some point the US companies might switch off the service, and this is critical infrastructure. If they switch off the service, I know the Azure cloud, AWS, or any other service they are purchasing, they might be left without the protection. And that's one of the key points here in the European Union. So yeah, we are on-prem. We're also here in Germany, also in the US. And from that point, if company wants to have the privileged access management or identity threat detection response stable and locally stored, they can come to us.
That's amazing. So you're selling cyber, or your main customers are European banks and large enterprises. Do you also provide services to small businesses, or is it just banks and large enterprises?
No. It's not only small business. I'll tell you. Here in the European Union, there is a new regulation. It's not really new. It has been discussed for several years. Network Information Security Directive, 2nd edition, NIS2, DORA, Digital Operational Resilience Act, some specific local acts and regulations, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And that means for the critical infrastructure. So let's assume there is I know Volkswagen as a company a manufacturer of the cars, and they do have supplier. For example, Bosch. Bosch supplies a lot of stuff for car manufacturers. So Volkswagen is the company which is critical infrastructure because of the size, so because of this regulation. Bosch is actually, yes, also the critical infrastructure. But if we have supplier of Bosch, like small workshop with 100 people doing some unique stuff for cars, and they are supplying it to Bosch, Bosch supplies it to Volkswagen. Just an example.
Right.
This small supplier, because they are supplier of the critical infrastructure company, they need to comply with NIS2, with CRITIS regulation, and so on. They need to comply as well. And that means that we can sell even to the small workshops just because of the compliance. And it doesn't limit us for the like banks, government, or whatever as our customers database. We can start with small deployments because it's necessity now for different companies. It's not only here, because DORA also should be applied for the banks outside of the European Union if they operate in the European Union. So any other bank operate from the United States or from any other countries operating here in Europe, they need to comply, just like GDPR. It's similar regulation. So they need to comply, and from that point, they need to implement this kind of solution.
You mentioned a small workshop with 100 people. So your definition of a small workshop is of 100 people. That's not a small workshop. That's still a mid-sized business. So that means that the smallest business you can work with must have at least 100 people.
No. It means for us the smallest deployment is 10 users. So 10 is 10 users, yeah. But since it's mostly, like I would say, from the size and our customer ratio, it can be also, most of the cases 100 to 200 users, because they don't have that many privileged access management users, or there is not requirement for a privileged user monitoring. But generally, it's on average. We can start with, as I mentioned, we can start with 10 people minimum, but all in all, it's the minimum size of the company is like 100, 200 people, what we see in our product portfolio. The biggest is Visa, the global card payment provider. I don't even know how many employees they do have.
Yeah, me neither. I was thinking in my head maybe the reason I was asking and digging deeper into this because in my audience there are going to be businesses with like 100 people, 50 people, and there will also be companies who have like 1,000 employees, 1,500, 2,000. So just to give them an idea that what sort of qualification a company needs to have in order to become a customer for Syteca. So you're a regular at conferences like RSA and Gartner SRM Summit. How much of your pipeline actually comes from those events versus other channels?
It really depends on the geography, I would say, because here in Germany we do generate direct leads from the conference. Okay, I have the presence here. We have strong partners here on the market, and we participate in many conferences. So we are like a known brand now here in Germany. In the United States, I would say it's a brand awareness more rather than the direct leads generation. So from that point, and one of the key results of the latest RSA, I have seen more requests on partnership with us.
Right.
Of companies outside of the United States. So there were like Brazilian, Mexican, Indian company, Italy, Spain, whatever you say, probably even Japan, I don't remember. But I have had Namibia, like Africa, and not the US. it's interesting. From my perspective now, the RSA is really international company. Turkey. Well, we even had 2 requests from Turkey for the partnership. And from my perspective, that some of the conferences, they act like a brand awareness event more than the direct leads, because RSA is the biggest one. RSA has 43,000 visitors overall. The most of them are coming from California, of course, but the international visitors, they are the most precious because they go over there. And even at this conference, I have met several of our existing partners. One is from Dubai, another one from Croatia, some other guys. And it's also an opportunity to meet our customers. So we have met our customers, our existing customers. They were passing by. One of them from Chile, and other from other countries. So it's really a global event. But as I mentioned, it's less about the lead generation itself. It's more about the brand awareness for the global market.
But at the end of the day, brand awareness has to convert into lead generation, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Indirectly. And how it converts? It converts to the partnership. Right. It converts to the recognition of the company, that the company is recognized. And to be honest, what I see, so as we exhibit at RSA, and after that I'm coming back here to Germany to any other conference, and I meet the German companies. And sometimes they say, "Oh, wow, you're exhibiting at RSA. Like it's already the brand." I said, "Yes, definitely. We're a global company. We are the brand already." And I know it's like envy to us or whatever, but I feel it. It's also recognition from the peers in the industry, from cybersecurity company. Yeah, and they see, oh, okay, you are like a big, renowned company, and it's not only that. It's also the inclusion of our product into the Gartner Market Guide for Insider Risk Management, Kuppinger Call. It's also similar to Gartner, but here in Germany, they are based. Kuppinger Call is also an analytical company, and they make this benchmarking of similar companies. For example, for privileged access management, we are also listed there. So technically, it also gives us the recognition of on the industry level. So indirectly, yes. And after that, it generates leads from the website, from partners, because they see that this is the company which exhibits, and the one can trust to this company. Because if it's unknown company, which can be found nowhere, it exists only online and doesn't have the presence and doesn't exhibit, it will be like, oh, okay, the company exists. Probably the product is even good, but the marketing is crucial thing, and it also influences the number of inbound leads afterwards. That's what I have seen in the recent years, that on the major events, as soon as we exhibit, we see the increase of inbound leads through our website. So indirectly.
How much difference does that make?
Oh, I'm not that confident in the numbers of increase, but we definitely see the peaks of the activity. I don't have it in my mind.
Yeah, no
but
problem. I was just
I mean, definitely like 30 to 40% probably increase during this period of marketing campaign. So it's pre-conference that we announce that we are gonna exhibit there. During the exhibition, we trying to be always on social media. I make my personal posts. The marketing team has the social media posts on the team of Syteca, on the page of Syteca on LinkedIn. And post conference, we send the outbound emails like thanks a lot. But technically, a week during the conference and 2 weeks after the conference, we see the peak, probably 30 to 40%. It's just like my assumption now, 30 to 40% increase of the traffic and of the inbound leads on our website.
Okay. Yeah, inbound leads are very important, and 30 to 40% is like a good number, even if it's just an estimate. So where in this whole process has AI made the most visible impact for you personally?
For us, so currently what we are using from the AI, is that, first of all, for the SDR, sales development representative team, the incorporation of AI into their outbound processes, so into the communication with prospects. They do use several specific tools for the outbound, for emails campaign, for LinkedIn campaigns, and so on, and it already incorporates AI.
Okay.
For the conversation, so I would say conversational AI.
Right.
On the other hand, what we are using is the Gemini and Copilot in our process for the texts, for how to better present our solution for this specific market based on the local compliances. So it's like wording for the phone call scripts, for the email messaging, also for the marketing purposes, and so on. So another big point, what is really helping in AI is the research for us about the specific company, the company profile, about how we can help to our sales team or partner managers or directly partners, how we can get to the company, what is the company structure, what they have been using, and so on and so forth. So technically the research is crucial thing here to support us, and many others. So it's mostly operational thing, but we see the increase of capabilities of our team. That I would say that AI has been introduced to the team probably 1 or 2 years ago on the like corporate level, because before that there were like tools which have been incorporating something similar, probably machine learning and so on. But like I would say, since so for already 1 year we are using these tools, like the within the CRM system, the kind of native for them, and also external tools which we are using for these purposes. So, and also like creating presentation, creating text, and so on. It's pretty obvious now, but you also need to you also need to incorporate it into your workflow.
Yeah. I'm interested in digging in a little bit into how AI has been helping your SDRs in outbound, because a lot of people that I speak with, they always say that AI is not there yet in personalizing the messages, or having a conversation where the other person genuinely feels like there is a human being having conversation with them instead of an AI. Because for the person on the receiving end, it is a turn off when they realize it's an AI and not an actual human being, because humans always crave other human connection, and that's what it. But before we talk about that, you mentioned Gemini Copilot. Have you experienced Gemini? Have you experienced this, that Gemini hallucinates, or you've not had that experience?
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. It's not only Gemini, but also some other like ChatGPT and all other language models. They hallucinate. It's well, because as you have mentioned, I'm currently in the process of executive MBA,
Right.
and from what I see, like the person first needs to be educated. So education first. So you need to be either onboarded on the product, on your role. You need to do it kind of manually, and that's what I see, especially here in the MBA process. Because you can ask how to manage the company. Perfect. You have hundreds of answers of Gemini, Copilot, GPT, ChatGPT, and so on and so forth, like Claude, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you don't know what the company is doing and you don't involved into the processes, you can make the wrong decisions. And from that point, the human interaction is essential here. So you cannot avoid the human. You can completely rely on any other language model, AI, whatever, but it can only fail if you don't control it. So from that point, I see it very often, especially I'm doing a lot of researches about the product, not really product customization, but like how to introduce the product to the market, to specific partners and so on. And I see that the comparison of Syteca with some other products, it hallucinates because it only uses the data they can reach out from the open, so it's already open, yeah, but from other sources, it really hallucinates. After that, what the person needs to do, go and double check. Double checking means clicking on the link, reading through, analyzing if this Gemini, Copilot, whatever, they have been analyzing it correctly. Because otherwise, yeah, unfortunately, you will end up losing the deals, because on the other side, the customer, the prospect, they will definitely understand that this person from our side speaking the nonsense, and that this person is not professional. So we need to sound professional. That's why it's always double checking. It's always understanding what you are doing, so you cannot completely rely on the machine.
Yeah. Here is my problem with this approach, the requirement of double checking. So for instance, we're here and we hire an intern. So we have to double check that intern's work because that intern is just without an experience. And then we hire a person with some experience. And then we hire a consultant with more experience than us. So is it safe to say that AI is currently at an intern level right now, because of which it requires double checking? Because I really have not had good experience with Gemini at all, no matter how much I train it. I actually hired a whole team to write me prompts and to help me train Gemini. But at the end of the day, whenever I sat down for actual productive use of it, it always gave me stupid garbage that was never useful for me, because I always want my output to be at least 90% according to what I want, not be happy with 40% and the rest is just fluff.
I would say that Gemini is good at searching the web because it's
Agreed.
Google
It's
backed.
Google, yeah.
So and for the research, it's fine. For specific documents, I would say Google spreadsheet. I'm not really happy with it. That's why Copilot makes it definitely better, because it's Microsoft based, and Microsoft is like the god of Excel sheets and all the Word documents. So you can create the Excel sheets with different formulas based on Copilot prompt, which is also good. I'm not doing the code. That's why I cannot tell about the programming with this. I'm not sure if we use something internally, but yeah, probably it's like intern level, of the technology for specific tasks. For the research, it's definitely the pro level, because they find something which I could probably not find if I would be searching. To be honest, you will not go through all the 10 pages of Google search. You will probably end up on the first, second page of the Google search, and you just don't have time.
Yeah.
All these tools, they will do it for you, and they will go deeper and deeper into the internet. So you can work with it. But yeah, I totally agree, because even as we have been hiring people for the SDRs, it's visible that they have been using some AI tools because it has been hallucinating. And that's the point. We are expert on our side what our product can and cannot, and we know our marketing materials very well. And as we ask the person, like, prepare the script for a potential customer, for the prospect in Mexico, and the person have used, I know, ChatGPT, whatever, to produce this script, because this script has hallucinated and created the information about the compliance, which we potentially can cover, but never mentioned in our marketing communication. So we have never mentioned this specific Mexican compliance. and the person has included the script which includes this Mexican compliance. After that, additional research, we have identified, yeah, okay, several controls of this compliance we can cover. Definitely we can cover, but your task was based on the existing information and not the potential information. So that's why we have identified several people have been using this, AI tool, because it has been hallucinating and they didn't double check it.
Right.
That's how that's how you do it. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you are AI helps you in managing the outbound SDR team.
Yes.
And then one of the questions I asked you was that where is it helping you? So you mentioned that it helps you with team management, like new wording for the outbound team, creating new sales pitches for the partner managers, searching for new compliances and mapping it with our existing product. You mentioned it helps with presentation, and now you can create presentations without waiting for the marketing team. All of these
Yeah.
bottlenecks have been solved by AI for you. Although uh, I did not see you write that you're currently using AI to do intent-based searching for the leads online and doing outreach for them. Have you explored that with AI? Because
Yes,
that
we do
is
use several. Yeah, absolutely. We do use several tools which have incorporated this
really.
AI. Yes. Yeah,
Which
yeah.
tools are those? Would you like to share about that?
Yeah, currently we are using the Ample Market. Ample Market is kind of similar to what ZoomInfo does,
Okay.
for us, we have chosen Ample Market because it has more accuracy, and they do have buyer intent based on this AI and some user activities and so on. So
Right.
yes, this tool has already, like, almost every online tool has already incorporated AI at some extent.
Right.
And from that point, yes, we do use this, but I mean, not a separate AI, but it's already incorporated, just the
Agreed.
same as I know CRM systems like HubSpot, like any others. They have already incorporated AI at some extent. If it's good or bad, it really depends on the task you are asking them. Yeah, yeah, that's why you need to double check the machine. But once again, it speeds up.
Right.
It speeds up the research. It speeds up the reasoning. If you are already in the conversation, like what should I answer, yeah, to this person? I would say the most of the conversation they're going through the LinkedIn. It was one of our main channel, and you need to be. You still have time. I mean, by phone calling, which is, yeah, it's tough. It has been tough. The cold calling, it's still the tough task. But during the cold calling, you don't have that time to adjust to the
Right.
prospect. Yeah, you don't have time to understand. Oh, okay, this guy is telling about something what I don't know. I don't have time for Google. But on LinkedIn, on emails, on for example, what we are also using, we are using the communication platforms of the conferences. It's very useful tool
Agreed.
to generate leads. If we're talking about the sales, the leads generation, it's very, very useful and perfect tool. We generate a lot of leads because either I'm going to this conversation, to this conference, or someone else from our colleagues goes to the conference, and our SDRs, they start communication at the platform. And I even think they also, I don't remember the name of the platform, but I think that they have also incorporated AI, like predicted answer from your side. I don't remember the platform. Probably there are tons of them. Yeah.
Ample Market, I've never heard of this. You mentioned it's an alternative to ZoomInfo. ZoomInfo is a
Yes.
data tool. This is also a data tool. Like this is where
Yeah.
you get the data from.
Yes, we do have the data from them. Like what we do is researching the phone number and email address for the specific person. It also gives the information about the buyer intent.
Right.
So it's the whole tool. ZoomInfo actually also does it, but my experience with testing ZoomInfo was not that good as I expected. But Ample Market did the job well comparing to ZoomInfo. So
What's the price range?
I don't have it in mind because we are using it since 3 or 4 years already.
Okay.
It's for
and
a while.
You mentioned LinkedIn and email outreach. So are your reps doing LinkedIn and email outreach using some specific tools that you'd like to share about, or are they doing it manually, like finding a person, reaching out to them, sending messages, and how does that work?
If I'm not mistaken, Ample Market is also covering this communication. We have tested several other tools like Expandy, something else. I don't even remember because there is a team lead in our sales team, and she is managing all these outbound tools.
Right.
All in all, I would say I think reply.io is one of the tools for the communication, and also Ample Market, they do support communication over the LinkedIn.
All right, I'm going to definitely research on these as well because I've heard of reply.io. The reason I'm asking this is because that's the whole point of this conversation, learning from different people what tools that are working for them, what are not working, so that we can save people time and money that they would have invested in tools that are not going to work for them according to their use case. Coming towards an end of our conversation, I do like to ask you 2 more questions. One question is that have you yet had a bad experience with the use of any AI tools? And it's completely fine if you've not had a bad experience, because many people do have that. Like I was mentioning, that people, 90% of the people are investing in it, but they're not getting ROI. So for them, it's a bad experience, like not getting a return on investment.
Yeah.
So
absolutely agree. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Go. Okay. I didn't have that bad experience. Yeah, hallucination, of course, but what would you expect from the machine? Not that much. You need to understand what you are doing. It's like the hammer and the nail. If you don't understand what you are doing, you will ruin your fingers. If you understand what you are doing, you will have the nailed wood. Yeah. It's the same here. If you see that something goes wrong, you just stop doing it. You probably change the prompt or you change the tool. So from that point, I didn't expect that much. Yeah. What I expected, I expected to speed up the decision-making process. That's what by the end of the day, what we need to make the decision faster than someone else. And from that point, it really helps. So from my perspective, I didn't have that bad experience from the purely AI tool that I would say, no, we will never use it. Yeah, that's, I'm talking about the purely AI tool.
Yeah. And lastly, for the sales leaders trying to figure out where to start with AI, because a lot of people are still figuring it out, what is the one thing you tell them to do first?
Try and fail. That would be my answer here. It's normal if you try one tool. If the tool fails, it's fine. You choose another tool. Yeah, it requires time, but after that, definitely it will work at some point with some tool. You need to incorporate it in your daily routine.
Yeah.
In any case, because without that, so at least if you are afraid of starting over with AI, please try it. It's like I don't know. For some people, it's like jogging. I'm not talking about the German language. I'm talking about mostly jogging, because jogging can everyone. German language probably not everyone. And people are afraid about starting jogging. It's like, oh, I cannot run like 20 meters.
Yeah.
Fine. Start. You will run 10 meters. After that, you come down. You just walk. After that, you will start running more and more and more and more. And it's the same with AI. Try something small. You will see the results. If the result is not satisfying you, you will switch to another tool, to, probably some other tools, and so on. You will try them all, but you need some time to invest in it, because otherwise someone else will be faster than you just because they have already incorporated any other tool. They have already incorporated in their sales routine. And from that point, they can reach more people or talk to them in more precise way and address specific pain points, which somebody didn't even know that they should address. As I mentioned, the SDR who was applying for the job, yes, they have failed in making the proper script for us, but nevertheless, they have shown compliance in our marketing communication. Fine. That's the thing. Yeah, it can bring you some ideas like where to go, where to look at. I mean, the AI, it's not a human, but it can get more information than you would be getting by your own or with your helper or with research and so on.
A lot of people are scared because there are always these posts on social media and videos on YouTube saying you are left behind and you are not doing enough with AI, and everything is like you're not going to be able to do anything with your life if you're not doing this, and that's what scares people. And the one message, and I absolutely agree with what you said, and one message I would like to communicate to everybody is everyone is still figuring this out and you are not left behind. And even if you start today, even if you implement this in your workflow in your company today, you're still good, and the world is still going to accept you and you're still going to grow your business.
Absolutely.
All right. So this has been a genuinely great conversation. Thank you so much for being open about the real experiences and not just the highlight reel. For everyone listening to this, I'll link Yevhen's LinkedIn profile in the description below. If you are in cybersecurity or enterprise sales, go connect with him. He's clearly someone worth following. And if you need help with his services, then also please reach out to him. And if you got value from this episode, subscribe wherever you are listening and leave a review. It genuinely helps more people find the show. Until next time, this has been an absolute pleasure. And my name is Subhan Waheed. Keep closing. Yevhen, please stay back 1 minute.
Thanks a lot, Subhan. It was really a great conversation, which I did have for a while. Thanks a lot for inviting me to this podcast, to record this video. It was a pleasure to discuss my experience with you, to share it with your listeners, viewers, and so on. And I wish you very good luck. And yeah, hope to see you on the internet.
Absolutely, absolutely.